or listen in the hills.
I'm looking for something that's hard to find, something that I can really, truly call mine. Oh look, I think I found it. It's hidden over there, so cozy and secluded in the corner I won't share. It's my fault. You can find me in my faults. I feel so safe in my faults. No one can replace my sacred faults.
Glasgow is hitting it hard. Down by the River Clyde, red runs the river. The centre shakes, revolution is at hand.
You can find me in my faults. I feel so safe in my faults. No one can replace my sacred faults. Second side is my music. The ups and downs just say. I wonder if this music thing is really truly big. But if you got the passion, you gotta let it flow. 'Cause music is my heartbeat that is good for you know all my faults. You can find me in my faults. I feel so safe in my faults. No one can replace my sacred faults. Third side is my pride. It keeps me in from the outside. It's the peace that helps me sleep at night. I know I deserve to be treated right. Didn't you know I'm a Gemini? And I'll always be down to ride. And switching sides won't tell no lies, 'cause money flies. This is my third world. You can find me in my faults. I feel so safe in my faults. No one can replace my sacred faults. Fourth side, I gotta stick to positivity. Gotta let my mind break free. This is the best part of me. Put the roof on and build your home. That is your four walls. This is my four walls. I'm never alone. I've told you my four walls.
Homes for all. No child hungry. No prisons of cruelty. Voices for the voiceless and all for all. Wait, there's an entry in there from Elsie. May 1915, eviction, the bailiffs came for us.
Have no doubt we'll force her out. We'll snatch
We
her
do not care. We'll take our share with the bailiffs. With the bailiffs of England.
Boo!
With the bailiffs of Edmonton.
With the bailiffs of Edmonton.
With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. I hereby give you notice that due to unavoidable expenses incurred by the war, your rent has gone up.
You've doubled the rent.
You can't do that.
7 shillings and sixpence for these 2 rooms? Do you not know people in Edmonton are on the breadline already?
It's come to my notice that you've taken a job at the Edmonton munitions factory. You've also been seen with the German scum next door at the Edmonton Empire. We don't like the company you keep, Elsie McKinnon. Germans, dissenters, suffragettes, pacifists, socialists, filth. And you, a mother with a husband at the front, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself for calling my mum names. Yes.
Why isn't your son in the army?
Lay off him.
You can always sell your piano to pay my rent. I mean, what are you doing at a piano anyway? Who do you think you are?
Hands off my piano, over my dead body.
Over my dead body.
With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton.
What's your business here?
Oh, well, what a surprise to see you here, Harry Chambers. Are you two hitched then? Who exactly is the man of the house?
Why are you here?
To serve you legal notice of my rent rise. Although I'm wondering, do I really want 2 agitators under my roof?
Are you threatening us?
We've heard about your conscientious objecting, Harry, but I confess I'm shocked. Man to man, Harry, it's a bad idea to let the women wear the trousers. Causes chaos in the civilized world, saps a man's strength.
Well, things are changing fast here in Edmonton. Women no longer have to put up with being subdued by men like you.
Yes.
I, for one, am right behind them.
Yeah, you haven't come here to talk to me and Harry about equality between men and women.
My rent will be failure to pay the rent means instant eviction. My bailiffs are ready and waiting. Mrs. Kenny and your friend.
Miss, I'll see a warrant before I let any bailiffs cross my threshold.
There are hundreds of people flocking to Edmonton to work at the munitions factory, desperate for rooms like yours. So pay up or get out, Mrs. Kenny.
Miss, you're talking poppycock. You're raising the rents to line your own pockets.
It's obscene. You're fleecing women who have husbands and sons dying on the front line. You're putting children out on the streets. You're as good as killing them.
We need a rent freeze.
Careful of that tongue of yours. Walls have ears, Mrs. Kenny.
Miss,
Your rent rise will sound the death knell for families around here. And if anybody in Edmonton dies because of these rent rises, I will hold you, and you responsible. And so will history.
Yeah.
Nothing will stop me and Annie from fighting back with every ounce of our strength. We are here to stay.
Harry Chambers, better known as Yellow.
Conscientious objector and proud of it.
You'll see the inside of a rat-ridden cell by invitation of His Majesty. My rent will be paid on the nail. I'll be back same day, same time.
we'll fight these rent rises. Boot out the bailiffs.
With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. With the bailiffs of Edmonton. German scum out! The Hun is sucking our blood, killing our children.
Killing our children.
A few true blue patriots are gathered at Edmonton Green to boot you out. Good riddance to you and that old hag you call your mother. Helga Bernstein. Eviction. No kid gloves here, bailiffs. Batons at the ready.
Yeah, 2, 3. Leave me alone. Leave me.
German scum out.
Help me! They're throwing me out! Help! Help! I can't do this anymore, Annie. They're too strong.
You're not giving up on your LC.
But they're too powerful. We can't beat them, Annie. From now onwards, it's just me and mine I'm looking after.
Have you heard of Mary Barber?
She's leading a rent strike up in Glasgow right now.
Ordinary women are following her. Like me, like you.
Like me?
Yeah, they're like me. Listen to Elsie again. No landlord tyranny. No notice of increase. No overcrowding. No to eviction. Good. Mary, oh Mary, we love you, Mary. She stole into our hearts. She made the Clyde run red. We are her army. Our strike is the flaming sword. See the flames flicker and spread. North to Dundee and Aberdeen. South to Edmonton and Harrow. We will set them alight. We will raise the red flag. We will go on strike. We will not turn back. Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
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 No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
May 1915. The big rent strike is in Glasgow. It's spreading and it's spreading fast.
Glasgow. Mary made the Clyde run red. She stole into our hearts. We're striking to support her with stones and sticks and carts.
Manchester. We women raise the red flag high. We've lost our men to war. We fight to keep our kids safe, refusing to stay poor.
Liverpool. They support us in the shipyards as we beat the bailiffs down. We're proud to hang our heads up high as we fight the government and the crown.
Birmingham. We are not removing. We're staying in our home. We follow Mary Barker if she stays all right.
Bristol, from north to south, from east to west, we keep our spirits strong. We're proud, we're right, we're resolute. We ain't done nothing wrong.
Edmonton, and even now in London town, will know the games we're playing. We'll beat these landlords one last time, and they'll be the ones saying, won't pay, can't pay.
Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay.
Won't pay, can't pay.
Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay. Won't pay, can't pay.
Won't pay,
Can't pay.
Won't pay,
Can't pay. Won't pay.
We are not removing.
Prime Minister, Mr. Asquith, are you aware of this wretched woman, Mary Barber from Glasgow, the Gorbals? She's inciting women to go on rent strike, man.
Never heard of the woman, Lloyd George.
You soon will. Read this.
Rent strike? Rubbish. Local women have formed the Glasgow Women's Housing Association to resist rent rises. Don't concern yourself with it, Lloyd George. Women have far more pressing concerns with the rising number of casualties.
If you read further, Mr. Asquith, you will see that the strike is spreading. 25,000 women are involved. 25,000. This is a serious insurrection. Understand this, Prime Minister. John McLean of the Shipyards Union, the most dangerous man in Britain, is in support of these women.
Surely the union men will see this as the distraction it is. And you too, if you've got any sense. I put you in charge of munitions to bang some heads together. We have a serious munitions shortage. So get on with it, man, and stop distracting yourself with Mary Barbour and her so-called army. Crack down on it before it spreads across the land.
Crack down! Can't pay.
Won't pay.
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 Silence! 18 of you rent strikers have been summoned to county court and found guilty. Under the Defence of the Rent Act, this criminality is provocation to riot and an act of treason.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
The consequences of the rent strike would be incalculable. A social earthquake would follow and there would be chaos and fear everywhere. It would then be up to us to build a new city in which to dwell.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay. Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Don't try to silence us. As members of the working class, we demand this war stops today. Not only to save the lives of all the men and boys of the present, but to stave off the next great war.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
Can't pay.
Won't pay.
We want a reconstruction of society built on a cooperative basis. If we stop the need for armies and navies, we stop the need for war. We would then be able to build a peaceful society for our sisterhood and brotherhood.
Yeah.
Won't pay. Won't pay.
Can't pay.
The Council's Committee ordered a mass march of thousands of people to march on this court. Can't pay.
Can't pay.
Can't pay.
Can't pay.
Can't pay.
Can't pay.
Of ammunition workers and industrial workers jacked in their job to join us in the strike. Can't pay.
Won't pay.
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 Prime Minister, agitation against the rent rises is now universal. Thousands of munitions workers are supporting the women. This is an emergency.
The women and the unions are marching together. People are out on the streets in Bristol, Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, and Edmonton. Crack down!
Crack down!
Edmonton says we will not be removing. We bang on the walls because they make us eat bricks. We throw stones because we are suffering. We shout because we need to be heard. Hold on a minute. Wait! They took Harry! I can't believe they took Harry! He was willing to go to prison. He was even willing to die.
I'd said no to the war. So that was that. First few months came as a total shock. And then came the field punishments to break me. Not pleasant. 28 days field punishment, then another 28 days straight afterwards. They tied my feet together, tied me to a fence, stretched my arms out, left me like that up on the fence for 2 hours, took me down, then straight up again another 2 hours. And inside that cell, you feel like you just might go mad. Like every single minute you feel like someone's just creeping over your shoulder, just watching you. I kept myself sane by scratching little words here and there whenever I could, and smuggling little bits out to Annie. But so many people around here thought if these conscientious objectors continue to defy orders, they should be shot, and they deserve it. Then came the big trial, and I was number 3 on the list.
Bring in the prisoner. Harry Chambers, you are accused of refusing to obey your officer's commands and of gross disobedience to your commanders. You will suffer death by being shot. The sentence to be commuted to 10 years penal servitude.
You cannot overcome evil with evil!
Today is the big day.
Enough of being hungry. Enough of being ill. Enough of being cold. We want to eat our fill. Enough of man crying. Enough of dad away. Enough of children dying. We just want proper pay. Enough of overcrowding. Enough of all the rats. Enough of water dripping and stop the freezing drafts. Enough of being poor. Enough of the workhouse too. Enough of wanting more. We know what we will do.
Yes.
Woo. The sun is up already. Edmonton is ready to fight the bailiffs. We're well organised. All we need to do is hold our nerve.
Maybe. What about?
We creep around till you are found. If you are shot, change the law.
We do not care, we'll take your share with the bailiffs of Edmonton. We'll find another way.
By the time the officers arrived, there was thousands of us ready to greet them. We showed them a good welcome, didn't we?
Absolutely.
If you're a woman with a pram, get down to Edmonton Green at 10 a.m. If you haven't got any kids of your own, then grab one off the street.
In Fore Street, there are prams in every street around us. And in every pram there's a youngster. And right here in Edmonton, families stood shoulder to shoulder, thousands. No raiders could get through to any house.
No. And do you know the workers at the Edmonton Sweet Factory? They said they downed tools at 11:30. Come and join us! Woo! Hang on.
Is there a house here for renting?
No, there's no homes for renting. Just a bit of a disagreement between us and the landlords, eh?
A bit, yeah.
But I was told there was a house here to rent. I'm here with all my furniture.
You and your furniture are at great risk then. If you try and get past us, you and your furniture will not remain intact for very much longer.
And that would be a shame, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Bye.
Yes, I feel shame. Yeah, you would like to hear pity. You know what wonderful people we are, but you think you've changed your plans, haven't you? Go on, get lost. Bye. Bye. Yeah, try and get our homes. How dare she?
Let me take you through my life. Picture child. It was when he started to rap, was 12 to channel my emotions in time in music. Yes, I know how to do it right, but I was fast forward a couple of years. I don't know how I survived. Age of 9 started to that outside world, and I wanted to stay inside. I wanted to hide, don't wanna be seen. Why I felt so weak was too hard to see. The truth was drifting ways, felt like I was in the sea. I showed so much love. I didn't know if we were reciprocates. Crazy suffering from a young age. From the age of 8, my mom went every day, and I thought nothing would change. I thought everyone did, I had a shot my way. Started to do it to feel okay, it's mad. But I thank God every day that behind the rough start, I had another flood. I just think to myself, my pen and my pad, just let me laugh. Remedy for a messed up man. Can't lie though, this is life. People ride and glide, don't try and love that way until you die. You're puffing the same as mine. Me and you have two different minds, two lives. You're puffing the same as I. Look, remedy for a messed up man. Can't lie though, this is life. People ride and glide, don't try and love that way until you die. You're puffing the same as mine. Me and you have two different minds, two lives. You're puffing the same as I. Look, this is a PSA to them guys like this and silence PDA. They will talk my dream, so listen to me as I say, just stop today. Think they're on it, okay. Let karma roll their way. Stay myself and listen to my father, make sure I don't lead astray. I do this myself, quarters, I wanna rule the world. I move in silence, I have stuff, they wanna deplete my health. Do all of that for short-term wealth. Friends that they will help themselves for war. Hit them cause like the wishing well. We're deep for a messed up man. Can't let them because it's life. People riding glad and trying and love that way when it's too bad. Not talking the same as man. Me and you have two different plans, two lives. You're talking the same as her.
These rents are inflated. Your sheriffs are overrated. We are rent strikers. We are not removing. We are not for turning. We are defending our homes. Our men are at war, fighting your battles. And you do this now. We are not a soft touch. We have fought this blight.
Well, Miss Braverman, apparently this is the famous Red and Roses pub. I'm not sure our levelling up visit to Edmonton is such an adventure after all. Apparently Edmonton's one of the 30% most deprived areas in England. High unemployment, 2/5 of households on universal credit. I'm wondering if we can be sure of such a good reception after all. Republican. Hello, we're here to discuss Edmonton and levelling up. Can we have a levelling up photo, please?
Levelling up with who exactly? You know what I think? The rest of the UK needs to level up with Edmonton for sheer kindness, care, humanity and compassion. And we're still fighting overwhelming odds.
Sterling values. As prices rise and rents get higher and higher,
And higher.
these are exactly the kind of charitable values that we need.
Charity? You dare to come to Edmonton talking to us about charity? I've got a young girl inside this pub, homeless on the streets. Go and talk to her. Charity. Is that all you have to offer? People losing their homes, dying on the streets, suffering hunger and deprivation, young kids with depression, and all the time, the rich are getting richer.
Shall we just calm down, calm down. You look after your heart. Breathe. We are, after all, here.
You finally paid Edmonton a bill. So look round and listen. Open your eyes. Talk to people who live here. They'll tell you. You need to build council homes. Bring in an emergency rent cap. Free school meals for all children. Eradicate the poverty people in Edmonton suffer. Redistribute the wealth of this country. Plough investment into Edmonton. And if you don't do that, don't you dare talk about levelling up. But know what? Your time is up. The next generation want change. So just leave my pub now, or I won't be responsible for my actions. Get out!
I knew him. A man dying out there on the cold Edmonton streets. On my way home from work, I used to see him bedding down for the night. So sad. I got chatting to him once. Told me he was a refugee from Sudan. Survived civil war, beatings, starvation, the perils of crossing the English Channel on a boat. Thought his life would change when he got asylum, only to be turned down, only to be told he'd be on a plane to Rwanda.
Did none of us even know his name? The doctors will say he died of pneumonia. The press will say how unfortunate his death was. And busy people will just walk on by.
Right, okay. Piano's going to dump first thing in the morning. I think we're finished here, everyone. Yeah, good night's work.
Wait! You can't just leave. Not after all that we've seen and we've heard. Look at these two. They're homeless. I'm in temporary accommodation. But yet we stay silent. Why can't we be like Harry and Helga and Elsie and Annie? Listen.
Let's make sure he didn't die for nothing. We'll fight for all those who lose their lives, looking for a better life, trying to make their dreams come true.
Yes.
Yes.
This brother, whose name we will now never get to know, he died trying to make a better life for himself in this country. So he died for this country, yet it didn't want him. This kind of thing cannot keep happening. There has to be a true end to all wars.
Yes.
We should welcome migrants, not persecute them.
Yes.
I know what you're thinking. You finally got off the fence. You joined your community in the fight back. People like me, people like us, people like you.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a crying shame they're going to knock down this pub and make luxury flats. They should be building council houses.
Yes.
All I want is a home.
Yes.
It's a crying shame we don't have flats fit to live in. No one should be breathing in mould.
No one.
We need a rent cap.
Yes.
all I want is a home.
Yes.
I've had it up to here, pretending everything is all right. This man could have been me, any of us. Here I am, searching for a flat in the place I've lived for 40 years and being driven out of the place I love, where my family and my friends are, where my allotment is, the man I chat with in the corner shop, my daughter's schools, my neighbours, and of course, Gerald Smith, my great-granddad, keeping watch outside this place. Am I supposed to up sticks just to make some people richer who have never set foot in Edmonton?
No.
I love that statue, but I want my great-grandfather to have a proper flesh and blood memorial.
Yes.
And you know what? We can actually take this place back. Our pub, our streets.
Yes. Our areas, we can make it so sick. Imagine food banks, advice centres, music lessons, flats even, recording studios, jacuzzis, whatever I can dream. Yes.
A nursery.
Yes.
A library.
Yes.
Cheap food, a cafe.
Yes.
Studios, a voice centre.
Yes.
Stuff we really need.
Yes.
Music.
Yes.
We've got a piano.
Yes.
So, what do we do now? What's next?
What's next is we shout loud and clear. What's next is we fight.
For justice.
And hope. And a home.
Tonight, this evening, you've witnessed heartbreak. You've seen poverty and destitution. We've seen lives broken and blighted. The hopes of young people burned to ashes. But we've laughed and cried and sung here together in Edmonton. And we've stood proud on the shoulders of giants. And I say to you this evening, come and join us. We will no longer lie down. We will stay united. We will be strong. We will unite.
Yes.
We will stand arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder.
Yes.
And we will win!
That's a place I call home, full of love, full of hope.
Pull out.
100% standing ovation. So if you're not standing, stand up. Everybody, just for being here and sharing this moment, this revolutionary moment with us. We know what's happening in the world. We know that the system has been designed to fail. But we also know, because of all of us that are gathered here today, that there are people who are willing to stand up and make their voices heard. Is that us? I'm Shirley Mason, also known as Cuban Red, the director. I am so happy. Who said that? That's my grandson. I'm so happy to be standing here today because in the audience you won't know the process that we have gone through to make this play happen.
It says it all.
What I want to say is, I just want to big up the cast, the crew, the tech, the music, the singers, everybody. I just want to say, you know what, you've heard all that we've shared today, and all I want to add is, let us take care of one another. The system has already been designed to fail, it's failing, but we as revolutionists are making a change. We can only make that change if we care one for another. And I'm so grateful to be here today to say this, because someone who cared for me when my life had hit the ashes and I didn't know really who I was. I'd been in temporary accommodation for 10 years and so much had happened in my life, but somebody decided that they would take a chance and that they would trust me, as I hope the whole cast has done. Trust me to work with them. And I'd like to introduce you at this time to Lynda.
I'm not going to say very much, partly because I'll get choked up. It's enormous thanks, and there are so many people to thank. I just want to start off with Lizzie.
Mother, get up here now, please.
Lizzie, who will represent Everyone Loves Music, and I can only pass on my humble thanks to these wonderful singers that have made us.
Come on.
It wasn't a competition, but it was a encouragement to create. So these songs that you've heard, they have been created particularly for the.
Trust me.
Wait, mine first. There will be a CD. Support it, because how can you not?
Fire.
So Lizzie also would like to. You can sit down if you like.
Okay, so I'm from Everybody Loves Music. We're a community interest company helping young people. And these are some of our prime young people. Oh, where's my jumper? I know. And they worked so hard on creating their own original. These are all written originally for this, and they all did it themselves. So they get up their weekends every week, and I really do appreciate them. And I know there's been a lot of stress, but so love and respect for you. So there's a little something from us all, just to say thank you so much for all your hard work.
Oh, you really should
Don't make one of you.
No.
There we go. Oh my God, that's crazy.
One more. Okay, so can I just have thank you very much. Everyone loves music. Some of the collection that we've been doing will go towards Everyone Loves Music for sure. But I've got a few more people to thank. And first of all, I want to say something about community theatre. We've had this library every Sunday for the last 9 months free. And if we hadn't had that, and that's what community, let's be basic here, you need the money, we've had it for free, we owe a huge thanks, but it should be there anyway, but we've had it, thank you Enfield, right? We've also got a grant, thank you Enfield, we need money, it's as simple as that, but we've had it, thank you.
We've had it. We've got our money, we got our funding, and we were able to go. And I want to say how much community arts, community theatre depend on that. This doesn't come together out of nothing. But far more important than that is the amazing roller coaster, absolute dedication we have had from, and I'm going to turn now, because every single person here, every single person, and I really want to say you've also been a wonderful audience, and absolutely you were with it, you were shouting, you were crying, as Sharon has said, you were crying, you were laughing, you were part of the performance.
It made you play, that's why.
Come on.
Good. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and perhaps one last clap for everyone on stage. Thank you.
And we'd like to make a special dedication. First of all, I'd like to say if you have a review, if you have something to say, write it down, send it in, or phone it in, send a message. However, if you have something that can enable us to keep going with projects like this. But we want to actually acknowledge Lynda. Is Howard still here?
Yes.
Where is Howard?
He's at the back.
Howard, could you come forward, please? Howard was the person that had the original idea for this play. And he passed it on to Lynda, and we've all worked with it since. But do you know what? An amazing group of people that have come together. But I'd like us. Sorry?
What did he say? Ideas lying in bed. Don't have to practice as well.
Telling the truth in bed, that always helps, doesn't it, Howard? Okay, but just like the whole cast and the audience, we would like to ask Lynda to come out. I don't know that we've got any flowers, but you know, it's not about the flowers. It's about recognising the vision, the strength, the power, the enthusiasm, the care. You wouldn't understand what we have been through to put this place together. I'd like to make special mention of Lenny at this time. Lenny and her daughter are a member of our cast, but 2 weeks ago, her father died. So the grandfather of the other young Jack that was in the play. So They gave so much to it that we wouldn't really be here in this position without the input that they had made as well. And for every flower that you saw laid, think of it as someone that you might have known. Someone off the street, someone in your family, someone you might have been a pen pal with, someone you might have been told something about. It's not just empty flowers lying there. It's somebody in our own hearts. And I'd just like all the cast just to welcome, and not welcome, just to give ourselves a big hand.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to especially mention Mitch, our tech. As well, and because it's a library and we have to like pull up and break down every day, we only had sound and tech from Thursday, this Thursday, and he's worked what you've seen here tonight. Do you want to say something, Mitch?
No. Hi, I'm Mitch. I did sound and lighting. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience, by the way. Big round of applause again for you guys. And it was with tight coordination with Shirley and Liz at the back that we were able to get all the lights to come in at the correct time and everything. And it's true that I did learn lights like an hour before the first play. But I'm the tech guy, so I got it working.
Wonderful. And we'd like to thank the front of house that have been there providing you with free drinks and free food if you do get food. And just generally looking after you, alright? Okay, so I think that's everybody. Yeah? And we're gonna go home. We're gonna get a drink. We're going now. Get a drink. Alright, everybody. Listen, we can't thank you enough. You've been our audience. If you hadn't been here, we would have just been playing to an empty stage. So thank you so much. It's possible that we are going to be at the Dugdale in November, possibly. So keep an eye out for that. Spread the word and tell others to come. And let's all just take our last bow together. A 1, 2, 3. Thank you again. Get home safely.
Yes.